Powers and Exponents, Lesson 1.2. Standard is AEE1. The objective is to write and evaluate expressions involving powers. The essential question is, how can I write repeated multiplication using powers? An exponent equation has two components, the base and the exponent. How to expand powers? The little number 4 is called the index or exponent and tells us how many times to multiply out the big number 2. The big number 2 is called the base and is what we multiply together. 2 to the 4th power equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we multiply 4 of the base number. In this example, x is my base and 2 is my exponent or power. It is read x squared or x to the 2nd power. In this example, x is my base and 3 is the exponent or power. It is read x cubed or x to the 3rd power. In this example, x is my base, 4 is the exponent or power, and it is read x to the 4th power. What is the exponent of a number or variable when it is not there? When you have x all by itself, it really is x to the 1st power. The exponent is not 0 if it's missing, it's just 1. Example number 1. Write the expression using exponents. I have 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. I can rewrite that with 1/2 as my base, because that's what's being multiplied, and 4 as the exponent, because that's how many times it's being multiplied by itself. So it's going to be 1/2 to the 4th power. Example number 2. Write the expression using exponents. In this example, I have two different bases. My first base is 4, and it's being multiplied by itself 3 times. So my exponent is 3. Then I have the base of 5, and it's being multiplied by itself 2 times. So it's 4 to the 3rd power times 5 to the 2nd power. Example number 3. Write the expression using exponents. Again, in this example, I have two different bases. First, I have m, and it's being multiplied by itself 1, 2, 3 times. And then I have a base of n, and that's being multiplied by itself 2 times. So I have m to the 3rd power times n to the 2nd power. Example number 4. Evaluate the expression. 4 to the 4th power means 4 times itself 4 times. So it can be written as 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. When I multiply that together, I have 4 times 4 gives me 16. 4 times 4 gives me 16. I multiply those together, and that gives me 256. Example number 5. Evaluate the expression. Negative 2 to the 6th power means negative 2 times itself 6 times. So it's going to be negative 2 times 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 negative 2. When I multiply those out, negative 2 times negative 2 gives me 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 gives me 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 gives me 4. When I multiply 4 times 4, that gives me 16. I'm going to bring down the other 4. 4 times 4 gives me 64. Example number 6. Evaluate the expression. 1/5 to the 3rd power means 1/5 times itself 3 times. So I have 1/5 times 1/5 times 1/5. And if you remember, when we multiply fractions, we just multiply all my numerators together, which is 1 times 1 times 1 gives me 1. And then all my denominators together. 5 times 5 gives me 25, times another 5 gives me 125. So my answer is 1 over 125. Another way I could do this is I could write 1 to the 3rd power all over 5 to the 3rd power. and that would give me 1 over 125. So there's two ways to get the same answer. Example number 7. Evaluate the expression if c equals -4 and d equals 9. So evaluate simply means to solve. So I'm going to replace c with -4. So it'd be -4 to the third power. Then I'm going to replace d with 9. So it'd be 9 to the second power. Then I'm going to add those two together. So -4 to the third power gives me -64. And then I'm going to add, and then 9 to the second power gives me 81. When I combine those two together, my answer is 17. Example number 8. Evaluate the expression if c equals -4 and d equals 9. So I'm going to replace c with -4, and then I'm going to add, and then I'm going to replace d with 9. And that'll be to the second power. So I'm going to go ahead and do what's in the parentheses first. So 9 take away 4 gives me 5, and that will be to the second power. So that's simply 5 times 5, which gives me 25. Example number 9. Evaluate the expression if c equals -4 and d equals 9. I'm going to start off by replacing my d with 9, and that's going to be cubed. Then I'm going to replace my c cubed with -4 cubed. And I'm going to bring everything else down. So I'm going to start off by working inside the parentheses. -4 cubed gives me -64. And then I'm going to subtract the 2. I'm going to bring everything else down. So -64 minus 2 gives me a -66. And I'm going to bring everything else down. So I know that a negative times a negative gives me a positive. So I'm going to go ahead and bring everything else down. 9 cubed plus 66. So 9 cubed is just 9 times 9 times 9, which gives me 729 plus 66. When I add those two together, my answer becomes 795.